him just yet.
What is going on?
Down, and now Yupa's the one that's got a push.
Shit.
And Felipox, he just don't lose those, Tim.
He's just so good. Look, just no emotion, just stone cold focus. Absolutely brilliant first round from both teams. We have Flexi come in with a huge 3K. Heretics have already, after round one, going to be asking.
Dorix,
I think that's welcome to big school. That moment,
chaos.
isn't it? It's like you've come in with a 3K and we've still lost the round to FURIA. Like, we're going to have to do something real special today.
They are, Tim, and I bet Flexi thought that special had been shown a lot
Low.
at the starting point.
Dude, I got it. I don't know how many more of these wake ups I can fucking handle, bro.
A 3K in the first 50 seconds, and it wasn't special enough. That just gives them an idea of the size of the task that they're facing. Felipox, just absolute, look, just stone cold
killer. Look at him.
Just no, like 1v1,
Hey, Dad, what's up,
puts
Fets? I
the
love it.
case
What's up? Good morning, y'all.
down,
Good morning,
finds the
y'all. Good
kill.
morning,
Like,
What's
so
everyone
difficult.
doing?
You got to feel for
What's everyone
Yupa as
doing
well.
on
He
this
was doing the
fine
right
fucking
things. He's
morning?
opened the wall up. He can't
Holy shit, when is GT playing? GT playing tomorrow. GT playing tomorrow. Triple reinforced janitor overwalls. It's G2 reinforced from near on the left hard right side.
Came into the game, but it proved to be such an explosive round.
Sensi, Thermite, top square, tech, sense across the windows that are built to plant.
They've had these 2-1 wins. They've lost down in those 1-2 spots. They've of course won 2-0 as well. Both Flexi and Grubby are amongst our top 2 players rated in the whole tournament. And this is because you see them doing what you saw in the previous round. They like to be aggressive, they like to be disruptive. Against most teams, I've said this a lot over class in the last few days, when a team is really execute focused are, which FURIA often are. Nade has got the second highest number of plants at the whole tournament, just to kind of prove that point. Get up in their face, disrupt them in the early round, don't let them actually go for an execute. So that's a good game plan for them both to take. The problem is you're against FURIA, who are very good at any part of the game, it feels. So the work is cut out for Flexi and for Grubby to work a bit of magic.
Felipox is on the Ying here. Keep an eye on him again.
He'll play anything.
He will play anything. We've just seen how important he was in that last round. That was on the knock. This time he's going to be much more focused on, you know, being a part of that execute. You've got Nade on the sense as well. So this screams a window plant to me, given that we're up on the top floor. Felipox has now got himself onto the rappel as well. There's 3 of them there, but the big problem they need to deal with, I always talk about it, and I'm going to talk about it again, Des. It's Yupa inside of Janitor. He's got the mirror windows. He's the one. He's there to try and deny any plant attempt that's going to come in.
But now he's on a great spot as well on the mirror. Doug here inside of Janitor. As you say, that pressure's coming in from below, and it's KZ.
Brilliant.
Here's KZ looking for him.
That plant goes through, smoke comes through, Yings come through, Senses come through, top floor walls open. People are out trying to freeze the Sense, but it doesn't matter. The plant goes down now, and Posty is so fucking good for this. They have to retake top square for any sort of chance of anything. They have to retake lobby to cut people off the windows. Lobby control is the biggest thing here for Heretics. It takes a lot of experience to understand, because you need lobby control to kill people off of the windows, but the Posty can be held from skylight, so it's just disgusting. It's just fucking disgusting. It's just fucking disgusting.
And it is flawless, Des, in so many ways. Not just talking about mankind, the strategy, the plan was perfect. JV goes in, opens the wall. He's there ready to go on the thermite. You got the sense, you got the smokes, you got the Ying all coming in. You've got KZ underneath on the book. He opens up Janitor floor. It was the key position. It was the linchpin of the defense. It was the one I'd pointed out. There's smoke off the mirror window, and he can't go back near it because he's got KZ on the book underneath, fighting with him. Brilliant stuff from FURIA.
You said it yourself earlier, Tim. Welcome to big school.
It really is.
This is that rude awakening we all get. The thing is, now, I'm about to say, when we all step into year 7, the rude awakening you get, but around the world, year 7 probably won't mean all that much.
Probably not.
Very much a UK
The first year of secondary.
The first year of high school. So even secondary and high school, you've got to say what you mean there.
I'm covering all bases here, Des. So are FURIA.
They absolutely are. It has been a pretty terrifying first couple of rounds. Again, for Heretics, it'll be that constant question of what more can we do? We started so strong in round 1. We've absolutely been destroyed in round 2. Let's see how the third goes as we step into that offsite, the tertiary here, down in open and staff. And it's going to look a little bit similar to the previous round, that you've got players at the Janitor, players around this top floor, knowing full well that FURIA are going to look for control on that top floor. That's why they've got JV on the Ram, looking to rip those floorboards up, give them the verticals, and enable Felipox then to work a little bit of magic on the Blitz, of which, by the way, is his 3rd unique operator picked in 3 rounds.
Looking at how the Heretics get themselves into this game, how they're going to place a rush here. They better be ready for this. I tell you now. KZ, he's going to detonate the exothermic. Straight in goes the blitz.
Oh my god, they're fucking blazing fast. I look away for half a second. I'm trying to download a new draw on screen app, and they're already in the fucking building. Holy shit.
Does manage to find KZ.
It's literally the difference between the T2 team and the greatest team of all time. That is what's going on right now.
Does still have the diffuser in hand. He's keen to put it down. You can see his movement, but he just hasn't committed to it just yet.
Making great use of the smokes as well, just in case there is a plant going down. It keeps on pulling them forwards, but Oscar
He drops admin though.
That is massive. The drop
Shut down. Never mind.
Towards the right-hand side, there is one.
I'll be the first time they get anything.
He managed to win out a 1v1.
No hard break charge on bottom square. FURIA might need to start slowing down. Heretics start getting ready for the fast pushes.
But this is rough.
Yeah, he could almost have a full round. He could go back outside.
Give
He could
my ass
start
ace and
droning. He
T2
could
team.
check out
Oh,
what's
word.
left.
Sneaky Ace giving the sub to the Irish issue. Heretics get their first one.
Great round from Heretics, and the reason unfortunately, FURIA took my time away from it because they decided to just throw themselves into sight. But I was going to say, how do Heretics go about turning this around? You know, they've been knocked about a bit by FURIA in those first couple of rounds, but how do they stop it? How do they put the stoppers on a side like FURIA? And they've just found the answer there. The reality is, it's not even so much, I think, about what they do in the server. It's don't get rattled by FURIA. Yes, they've come in and had 2 very good rounds. Heretics just need to play their game. That's the thing. They need to stay out of the heads. Don't let FURIA into the, don't be thinking about what FURIA are doing. Just focus on their own game. They've proven so far throughout the tournament that they are more than capable of getting wins, winning rounds, winning maps, and that's the focus for them, I think. And that's what they did in that round 3. You know, they've got FURIA right up in their face, a rush with a blitz, smokes, all this going on, and they didn't panic. They weren't rattled. They got the round 1. Good stuff for Heretics, and it just gets them a little bit of a toehold in this matchup.
You guys all saw a second ago, we've had the Mira and the Sens taken away by the 2 teams respectively, which is interesting because we've only seen those 2 operators on that top floor side. We didn't see them on either of them on the other 2 sides.
A new pen map, basically.
What we've seen there. I think more fun Heretics side saying we don't really have an answer to that, and we need to get rid now.
Epic Pen has been pretty shit for me.
To see through those walls as he once did.
Epic Pen has been pretty shit for me, so
last year, and Mira on the other side.
I have a new pen app.
I was looking at in stats yesterday.
Honestly, that's not that fucking bad. Like, I can open it up and just start fucking drawing.
10 clutch opportunities. Whoever's playing Mira has won 9 of them. Highest DPS.
I like that actually. Can I start fucking making it bigger though? Oh, I don't have like a size on it.
Powerful in that concept, but also thinking about things like the Vector and just how clutch she can be with it. No surprise that teams still turn towards it as a
well, Ben, you think of the sub and
there's going to be a lot of value there. I think in this situation as well, FURIA recognising that they might get away with clearing that Mira as easily as they did last time. KZ wanted
that's kind of up to depth. I mean, I can start streaming on Fett Raw, but at the same time, I'm not going to do that when I'm there for the actual event. So
they're going to play, to avoid the smokes, just cancelling out the Mira. They're going to factor all those things in, and I think FURIA are thinking, you know what, we don't really want to have to bring a ton of utility to deal with it in a different way, so they take it away. But back into this round, we've got Nade marching forward on the Blackbeard. They are going for that top floor clearance. Last time around, FURIA got stung when they were attacking onto basement by Flexi with a 3K. I think they got a little bit too aggressive moving in too quickly and were punished. And it happens again. Oscar picking up KZ. This is FURIA recognizing Oscar that Heretics brought to this site last time around.
Shutting down the Tellers where guys killed, but that FURIA were going for. I would anticipate a FURIA timeout after this. Because FURIA right now, Heretics are like completely adjusted to their fast pacing.
A big challenge from Heretics in the early round. The scary thing is FURIA knew where he was. For Leapbox at least getting that one back, because again, the pings just keep on coming through. They've been really good with their intel gaming, knowing where Oscar is. But Tim, it's the problem with a game like Siege. You can have all the intel.
Now you're on basement. Now you have nothing.
Around like sharks,
basement's rough here.
But the prey can still bite back.
Again, there's how you get big
Voice for Heretics 100. Good morning, my big plush pillow. Ever thought about coming out with a body pillow?
Oh, I'm not doing a body pillow. Holy shit.
He couldn't win a 1v3 and he certainly cannot quite pull off a 1v4.
Heretics are shooting now.
he is.
Heretics are shooting now.
He is. He's still putting the numbers up. He's still putting the numbers up. Obviously, you know, the desk spoke about those bans and how they've been impacting his stats. It just goes to show the difficulty in playing against this FURIA side. You know, you can try to kind of take Felipox out of the game a bit. You can try to impact the strategies that FURIA are going to play, and they always seem to have an answer. They always have another way around. But right now, Heretics, I think, are doing a fantastic job of controlling FURIA. The strength of that roam for the basement floor is brilliant to see. Heretics not afraid.
What are the hotkeys?
And it plays into what I said again. Don't get rattled by FURIA. Don't let the fact that it's FURIA get into your head. It's just another game of Siege. Go and play your game. And that's what they're doing. They could easily have set up to Turtle on site. Let's not give them anything. Let's keep it tight. No, we're going to play Oscar. We're going to play Flexi. We're going to hold Open. We're going to hold our Archives. We're going to hold 2/3 of the map and take the fight to them. And I love that. It's not... I want to say it's kind of like almost a lack of respect. It's not a case of like disrespecting FURIA, but it's saying, no, we're not going to play our game based on you. We're not giving you that level of respect. We're going to take the gunfights and we're going to win them. Brilliant stuff. I'm loving this from Heretics.
Well, more of the same here on this top floor, except of course with no mirror on side, they've got to change things away.
Bird starts out with the opening pick on an Oscar, top fours to execute again. This time there's no more sense. Heretics banned the sense already, so no more execute with the sense this time for FURIA top floor.
You know, there is still an element where if you don't offer them enough respect, they will.
Hold on, I'm really trying to figure out how to do the hotkeys.
One way or another. Now, without the mirror on side, what they've actually got for instead is the bandits on the janitor wall, so they can still play a player inside. They're in that spot. Has got smoke holes opened up above the reinforcements itself, as well as, of course, the classic rotation that we see between this and the site itself. But it's not where he can deny Tim, but as we've already seen last time round, getting a player in below can cause an awful lot of trouble. There is no book on side. I think Eyes instead are going to turn no doubt towards Felipox on that Blackbeard, which is FURIA's most played operator at this tournament.
Yeah, he's coming in through ATMs. So what I think they're going to try to do here, FURIA, is shape up to push up Metal and start putting a bit of pressure on from that side.
I don't know what I'm doing.
On the Aruna. Herds is actually just jumping in through Lawn Office window now. So he's going to team up with Felipox. They're trying
the hotkeys are not working for this pen tool.
So Flexi is now in a super important position, and it's not. That's a brilliant kill from Nade. That's all the way from the windows that he's managed to pick him up. Skeptic does get Herds, but Nade with the same angle. You can't keep giving him that same view through and fall into it. Heretics now.
And Swag, thank you for the sub. I appreciate it.
From Nade on the window, and he's repelling in with Diffuser.
Ruby at least finds one. It's KZ going
I'm
down.
really trying to make this pen tool work. I want to draw for you guys in the middle of the game, but
at this point, a little bit of comfort to be found. But FURIA, they go cool. We're in a 3 versus 1.
Fuck.
Let's push on. And I believe that's a 4.
I'm like not paying attention to the game at all. This is bad.
Really well played and a different game plan being taken. The thing is, I'll say here what I've said in a few streams this week is it's very easy to look at that round and go, what the hell are Heretics doing? That was so stupid. They were taking so many fights and losing early round. What's going on? And the reason is, look at what happened last time when they sat still, Tim. Their plant went down. It was still 5 versus 5. They got battered for being static and sitting still. And so what was the saying back in round 1? Sometimes you've got to get out in the map and try and fight, and that's exactly what they tried to do. But you're doing it against FURIA, a team that are all too wise and know how to deal with teams like this. It's going to be hard, but on the time that it does work, you look like absolute geniuses.
I love that 3-man play from FURIA there. So you've got Herds comes in through Lawn Office. Yeah,
it was the bait.
You've got Herds through Lawn Office. You've got
that was God.
ATM. They put a lot of pressure towards Metal.
Okay,
but
I don't like this
confident that,
anymore.
like you say, Des, all they're going to do is they're just going to suck players into that kill
Epic
box for Nade.
because
He's got the angle from the window. They know exactly where they're looking. He's going all the way through those double doors towards top Metal, and he manages to get himself to there, taking down both Flexi and Skeptic. Not only is that a nice work play to get those 2 kills to create,
because I can draw like this, like, it just randomly stops working. That's what pisses me off.
Also then, in a man advantage situation, got Herds and Felipox walking up Metal stairs because there's nobody left to prevent it. So then they had pressure on from the Marble side. They can come round Banana. As it was, Nade just flew in and just went and killed everybody inside the side anyway. But just a really beautiful round of Siege from FURIA. Both teams here are delivering. This is what I was hoping out of this game. They are both having passages of play where all 5 rounds have been won. None of these have been lost.
No, I do agree. It has been hard fought by both sides, I think it's fair to say. FURIA so far giving us the result that we expected. To tell you what, didn't expect to find a player there as he opened up the window. It's KZ to get rid of Flexi. in a bad spot and gets taken out pretty quickly. Yet again, FURIA, just like lightning when they strike. Anyone who's a foot out of line loses their life.
Skeptic and Oscar are now the two charged, tasked with holding on to this top floor. You've got Skeptic at top marble. You've got, Skeptic and Janitor. You've got Oscar at top marble. They're going to be now the next sticking point for FURIA. The big question is, when do they choose to give up those positions? Really, they need Heretics need at least one of them escaping with their life. They can't have both of them dying up on the top floor. That will be catastrophic for the round.
Okay, I hope this Epic Pen installation makes my life easier.
Them, but no, Skeptic shows too much of himself, and Nade cuts him
Because
down.
I really like Epic Pen, I just don't know how to fucking...
Really cool to see in terms of how to support him with the
don't know how to fucking like use it correctly. Another opening pick for FURIA, blazing fast. Looks like they haven't let up on it.
But as you've seen, they just lose one after another. FURIA always find a way through. They haven't sat there and jumped on drones.
Okay.
Like, what do we do exactly now?
Excite control though.
The last one left
4v2. Jesus fucking Christ. I don't even know what's happening this game.
Half of FURIA team dominant as we probably come to expect.
Maybe a D+ final?
They
Nah.
really are,
No way, that'd be crazy.
Giving them no quarter here. They are not sparing anything. They are giving them the full experience. You know, and look, that's one thing for Heretics at least, no matter which way this matchup goes. Let me tell you, the guys on Heretics will know at the end of the day, at least FURIA gave us everything. Whether they beat them, whether they don't, they'll know that they still have the full
here from
works,
FURIA or
because
shield
right now,
ban?
FURIA are looking at their electric best. So let's see what happens with these bans.
Warden ban, Heretics won this ban phase. They're gonna run the fucking Ying. There's gonna be fucking Ying terrorism until fucking round fucking 9.
They know everything that is going on towards the
and
end of the
Glass
round.
is still
That
up
is
no
the
matter
big
what.
part
It's
of
just
the start
insane.
of their round. Grim
Why
has
is
been
Ying
taken
right now
away. Heretics
getting
are playing
really
more Grim
work?
than anybody else. It hasn't been being banned against them. So that's FURIA obviously looking into that and saying, here's what we're going to do. Dokabit is available, isn't picked up by Heretics yet. Maybe that will change. My concern for Heretics here, and something that we need to watch in line with that.
Mute playing server counters the Glass Ying. Actually, I didn't realize that. I always criticized mute server. I always criticized it, but mute playing server actually counters these two operators because it stops Ying goggles from going off on the swing on this top server door.
Do they continue playing that game whereby they're looking and gathering all this intel, or do we find it being curtailed a little bit?
Live on YouTube? I should.
If they do continue to play that intel game, which I think would be a very good idea, because otherwise FURIA will punish you. If you play that intel game, do you still have the time you need to execute?
There's a lot of stall on the side of FURIA for sure. And I'm really curious to see if FURIA try and then match them around the map in the same way Heretics were trying to do to FURIA when FURIA were the ones attacking. I imagine you'll see a mix of being a little bit dug in a couple of rounds, being more aggressive in the majority of them, as that is how FURIA like to be. They don't like to let their opponents breathe, certainly not on a map like this. And I've said it a few times whenever we've come to casting FURIA on Bank. The first time I saw that OG roster, this like group, was actually on Bank. And I remember thinking when they were on the attacking side, I was like, my God, it feels like you're against 10 players. It feels like they're coming out of the wall. It might not always be their top rated or top preferred map, but they're always terrifying on it. And sure enough, well, it's going to punish him. Tim down goes Yupa. They had no idea he was there.
And there is the intel game question. Bank is a huge map, so you start having to... I don't say this in a negative way, you have to cut corners a little bit. You can't necessarily check every single corner of every single room because you have that time factor starts becoming an issue. And this was my concern for Heretics, that they play into that intel game but can't quite 100% it because of the size of the map, and it starts causing them problems. It has done there. They lose the entry, they lose the class as well. It's going to be a big part of holding down site whilst the plant went down.
Compare that to what you might have seen from FURIA back in that first half. They've known a player was inside of the room there, had a player in below on Printer waiting to catch him out, two players pushing into him to force the drop, and then they collected the kill. But because Heretics were blindsided by Hertz, they had no time to get there. He knew how long he could play before his time would be up and someone would be underneath. So he's played that brilliantly well. Gets the glass, gets out of danger, gets back in towards site. What more can you ask for?
Open area control Heretics. They get both the hatches. Tube stalls it out though. Goyle on the board. No smoke on the board, unfortunately for them. So.
I like actually doing both hatches at the same time.
Oh wait, he tricked it. He tricked side hatch. He tricked side hatch. They're going for a ball. They're going for backside though. I don't think they know whether or not Chichanka's on the board. FURIA do have the cap with the Chichanka smoke before, but it's not on the board this time. It actually would be beneficial for them to go for server, but they don't know that, so they're going to go for backside. backside flood, and they had the lineup to go for backside flood. No more glass, but they do have the ying. They do have the ying. JV, wow, what a peek. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how scary Heretics Warden ban is if you just get peeked like that, and their entire advantage just goes away in an instant.
Who
was it that said don't take EU to bank?
It's not looking good for Heretics.
Oh.
This is again where you're really going to see the difference.
I agree to not take EU to bank, but like, come on, this is fucking FURIA we're talking about. Shamari, thank you for the sub, but don't ask for Shima.
Heretics apart, one piece at a
Oh,
time.
go live on YouTube. Go to bed. I want to watch you. Oh, word.
So for Heretics, there's a lesson, Tim. Got to change things around next time around. Maybe more pushing in as a team rather than trying to split and control a lot of the map. Completely appreciate. Bank is massive. There is a lot to cover, but they've been stung by not having any drones. They've then chased a shadow throughout the entire map. It just wasn't pretty for a first attacking round.
It's been a Cinderella story for Heretics so far, Des, but I think we might have found the villain in this fairy tale at long last. And it is definitely FURIA right now, and I think they are more than happy to play the part. They are coming in here and spoiling the party for Heretics because they just look absolutely electric. You know, Anne mentioned this, you know, FURIA sort of decided who they were going to play on the toss of a coin because they've chosen before and they've always lost the game, so it didn't really matter, whatever, we'll play anybody. It was a choice between SSG and Heretics that I believe they had, and honestly, I can see why FURIA would sit there like this and think, you know what, we don't care who we play, you just put somebody in front of us because they're looking phenomenal at the moment. Today.
I don't want to start speaking too early about this, but I'm probably going to have to. However,
they're lifting the hammer!
Not quite, no. The winner of this game, as we know, goes on to play Weibo later. The loser goes on to play OXG in the lower bracket. Now, we cast OXG today, Tim. They've actually started really warming up, I feel, as the tournament has gone by. And they managed to get away with the 1 point prior to their final game, after which they won quite comfortably, of course, managed to qualify in 4th place, which means they start out in the lower bracket. I'm not saying it's Heretics playing them yet, Tim. It's a bit soon, maybe. We know what Heretics are like. We're coming back to win second maps in their series. However, I'll finally say it for you, Tim. FURIA are that team. They're going to be really hard to beat, as we keep on remarking on. And even here, they're just ready for everything coming against them. Knicks are drone away on the Moz here. They're even checking outside the window. Who's out there and Rebel? What's going on? So cheeky.
We've seen some great clash play from Nade through the tournament as well. I think it would be an easy one to overlook.
Well,
you know, we
again,
often look at that operator and you kind of think, you know, teams are scratching for a round, they'll bring along the clash. But no,
this site's a lot fucking more terrifying for these two operators to be at because there's not many layers. There's not a lot of layers you can play. You get picks on these like X Factor operators before you get back to the fucking site. The site's just direct. You get on a rappel and the site's right in front of you in your fucking face.
He's tasked with holding on to kind of janitor top square at the minute, but JV's going to have a wander down. They could well be punished here if they are aware.
They both know he's in lobby.
They're definitely aware. So that's the intel game. You've just seen it firsthand there.
Lobby drone works out. They have no lobby player for a Windows takedown. That's crazy.
For a look, bosh, they just dropped down to the ground. They knew that
was
coming.
I'm honest to God,
really nice
though.
from Heretics.
Yeah, thank God they were aware. Could have been a horrible double kill being set up otherwise. You can already see now how low they're having to play.
They're both in the windows. They're both anywhere to throw their smokes and start going for crazy shit. Top square take. Most players for top square. Not a single player in lobby though for some reason. Are they going to run through curve with this? Here comes the Yings. Oh, wow. Just immediately shut down. Good refrag from Oscar from Sock though. Where's the Sock player at? Did the Sock player leave?
Yeah, we've got a bit of a push coming in from the other side.
Push is running out. That's the Ying. That's the glass band. That's the glass band.
They are winning.
The power of the glass band.
It leaves JV92 in a 1v2 effectively.
Janitor is hilarious right now.
3 down. Are they going to pick up everyone?
He gets 1v5 on the top, but it's effectively 1v3. They get Skeptic back up on his feet. I think it's a good choice, actually, get the shield out of all of them.
Down. Ying glass band. So fucking powerful. Sorry, not Ying. Ying glass on the board band.
From Heretics, but
what
I like
it again. Running again too for this side as well.
To say, you know what, we're not going to
no
respect
one
you
on the
too
board
much
just
here.
does that for
if
you.
You've given us a bit of space, we're coming in, we're going to take gunfights. They're just all
repelled
repelled in.
Me. I turned my mic down the other time
to get the diffuser
because
down,
I realized I fucking
so it was a
so
quick
loud and I keep
adaptation.
peeking the mic.
Let's just rush them and go for kills. I like it.
Turned
they
my
played
mic
around
down
the back
the
of
other day
Nade. The clash was causing the problem for the blitz from top square, so we play it behind him through Janitor. Good stuff.
What I really liked
about it
was... I do not
like you stop talking now, you're right.
What, minute and a half of that, FURIA were trying everything to disrupt them. Down to putting a drone up on the
Why
window
don't you stream on YouTube because I haven't set it up yet, no?
Unlikely, but something that would have been in the back of Heretics' mind. Had a player going into lobby because they realized, okay, if they aren't going to hit us, we're going to try and hit them, but they still had an answer to that as well. Everything FURIA were trying to do to upset them so they couldn't execute, they just couldn't get away with it. I'd love to hear the team comms back because I can only imagine Heretics comms at some point. They say, guys, we've got to go. They keep on trying to find us here. The C4's waiting for us, you name it. Let's go now, while they're not all fully ready for it. And obviously did catch FURIA off guard. So a really good attack. Still a 2-round deficit to catch, Tim. It's that infamous round 9 that we love speaking about. Why is it so important to us? You tell me.
It depends on the score when we get there, but in this case, at a 5-3, it is, I think, at its most valuable is round 9. You know, if you're sort of 6-2, then you're already way ahead. If it's 4-4, it's everybody's to fight for. But in this case, it gives us the difference between a 6-3 scoreline and a 5-4 scoreline. And if you're Heretics particularly, believe me, there is an ocean of difference between those two things. If they can get back within 1 round, it feels doable. At 6-3, you look at
if I stream to YouTube on Ultima multi-stream, can I also open my YouTube chat? The biggest thing is I don't think I'd be able to open, like, read YouTube chats.
In Heretics' favor. Look at this aggression. Herds does manage to get the opener. Flexi takes him down. KZ's going to back out of that fight a little bit. He was keen to have a little bit of a look out of electrical there, but, you know, he decides he doesn't want to be losing his life. Let's not throw it away.
Dude, come on.
Kind of all square after
of course,
that
R6 Pro League streams on YouTube. I'm just saying, I'm just asking. I don't think I'll be able to read my chat, though. YouTube chat and live streams are crazy, so it doesn't matter. Oh, okay, I heard.
Well, they do just tank down a bit and play off angles and play off utility, but they're showing there's no need to, Tim. They feel so confident against Heretics.
They're showing the bottom square ISO. There's no ying this time, but there is glass. That E-box door entry with the glass smoke is going to be really fucking powerful. Fucking coming up blue stairs. Going to open up this kitchen quad wall right now. Nade is in threat. I'm surprised they don't have an Azami on this position instead, because then this would be impossible for them to play. How many smokes left on the board? There's 1 smoke left, so there is only technically 1 more chance for U4 to use this glass value. So use the smoke for other shit. That might have missed a little bit. Yep, that's a missed smoke a little bit, so glass kind of loses all the value. Thorn trap goes off, does get 1, but refrag immediately glass is down. Heretics lose all of their advantage.
Teammate KZ will be down. He is collectible. The glass is gone. FURIA looking good.
A little bit easy this one, I'm afraid. You had every single player of Heretics stacked up around square and looking to force their way.
Turn up your mic, please, just a little bit.
Nade hasn't had to move. All he's had support from Long from JV. You've even still here got Felipox looking to pull off a little bit of a flank on the Mozzie. Yes, it's a 1v3 for Groovy.
How about now?
To ask of one player, I'm afraid, Tim and FURIA.
I turned it up just a little bit just for you. How about now? How about now? Should be good now. It should be good now. I'm hitting the red though when I turn my mic up this loud. I'm not gonna lie, I don't like it.
As Groovy continues fighting from above, he manages to bring it back to a 1v3, but the chip damage will start to add up. He's challenged on the top floor.
6-3.
JB92 with the kill, and FURIA
That's
win
better.
the
I
big
can hear you
round
now. Was it
9.
really that quiet before? You turn your mic off, bro. Come on, what's wrong with you?
Just want to come back to Nade there.
Is it better? Oh, word? Okay.
But you had KZ down just inside
Imagine
the
quitting Pro
doorway.
League to better the world without losing. Oh, shit, word.
On yourself as you come in.
Hey, you so tough, but like in an Asian way. What does that mean?
In behind the bomb
no, it was fine.
You look at that
okay.
situation.
I'm gonna turn it back because I'm peeking a lot.
He's in behind a reinforcement. There's a hard wall to the side. They've killed 3 of them.
Are you watching all the games today? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
He switched on, and he can hear Flexi on the other side of that reinforcement. And Flexi, quite rightly, is looking in. He comes to have a look through where they've opened the soft wall to look
every single time I talk.
I'll just turn down the stream volume. See if he can get the angle onto KZ. Nade knows that this is coming, so he just hangs back and he takes the kill.
When
there
does Bolo
it is. He
join?
takes
I don't
the kill
fucking know,
onto
bro.
Flexi. He knows it's coming. He baits his teammate
know.
for it perfectly, and then goes and gets the collection anyway.
Oh, I need a co-stream. I need a co-stream.
I know these are small things, but he makes the right choice every single time, and it's just brilliant.
As our bans will come on through, Tim, they're towards
Cure cancer, Mayday Hammer, cure cancer, bro. Cure cancer every day of the week.
Glass coming away from Heretics, and Kaid away from FURIA. Almost a challenge for FURIA to say, okay, well, show us else what you've got. You've tried a bit of cheesy, you've tried playing with your glass every single round. Show us else what you can do. And their answer is to go towards one of those operators we spoke about a lot, Tim. It's Skeptic onto the Monty. Robbie's going to jump onto the Deimos. One thing that is surprising me somewhat, Tim, is no Dockerby. We've spoken a lot about how proficient she is as an operator and how big a map bank is. We've seen how much damage Romans have been doing, how aggressive both teams have gone. Neither team really kind of saying, yeah, let's bring the Dockerby and deal with that. They seem quite content without it.
And, you know, I agree with you. I think Bank is, any map is a perfect map for some Dokkaebi, to be honest, but Bank is perfect for it. You know, if you're going to have players out in the map, which we do, JV's in Tellers, we've got Herds in Staff, you know, we've got KZ up on top floor. They're absolutely everywhere. They're all over this map, so dealing with those roamers is really important. Last time around, FURIA managed this site really, really well, so they started as they have now, spread across the map. They dipped back into site at about the halfway mark, and they recognised exactly where the pressure was coming from Heretics. JV managing to get a kill up the vault hatch, for example, just recognising where they were going to be. Oscar does manage to track down one of those roamers, finds the opener onto JV92, but they need to think about what's happening down here in server. KZ, he manages to get Oscar in the trade as well. That's the ace gone. So that is the hard breach apart from Skeptic, and Skeptic's down in server.
Right there so far.
In trouble, Des.
Just look at
FURIA
this.
just double power the Monte, and they just fucking completely win him. They fucking actual touch that guy. They actually just inappropriately fucking touch that guy. But they have site control. FURIA have Case and server. Do they have anyone else here? No, they do not. There was a Solus. Chonka running back to site. They have no idea. Last ban on the last round on round 9. So FURIA have gotten rid of the main threat, which is the Glass, as opposed to the Ying. Ying is still up for Heretics. I'm surprised they're not still spamming it every now and then, especially if you're going for. Oh, what? Yo, Case is cheating.
But they didn't know about Yupa.
Yo, Case is cheating.
And now
Yo,
finds
Case
himself in a 1v1,
is cheating,
but look
bro.
who he's against. I came into the round saying how big brain he can be. He always makes
Doesn't matter. Yupa brings it back to by 1. Ying is still up.
And Heretics keep on fighting.
FURIA make a really good play in server to get aggressive on those 2 players, but they bring it back.
It's more the same of what we were speaking about. The aggression back and forth has been absolutely balmy. Pushing that hard into a Monty like that.
Hammer become a fat, cute little fat boy.
But of course, FURIA are going to pull that out. In for a attack timeout.
FURIA timeout.
Que a gente joga pegando os drones, mas eu quero fazer a LA 3.0. Vamos aproveitar que a Clash tá open, aproveitar do nosso ban. A Ing talvez possa atrapalhar lá um pouco, só que a gente faz aquele setup cruzadinho. Eu quero um cara no Ourinho e eu quero um cara dentro do SBT, vocês peitando com o cara da garagem. A gente vai estar cruzado forte, muito bom, tá ligado? E aí a gente pode reforçar os alçapão tudo também, que eles não estão pegando muito ribano, eles pegam mais boneco de cozinho. Certeza que eles não vão conseguir abrir os alçapão tudo, eles não vão ter opção de splitar, eles só vão vir pela frente ali na gente, tá ligado? Aí você joga ganhando um tempo ali no server, abre o alçapão, você volta e pega a tua posição, tá ligado, Box? E a gente joga cruzado um pouco. Então capricha, não precisa de nada, só pega a tua trap, o Fen remember, tá ligado?
O dos
então,
bonecos bombe rápido mesmo.
Só caprichar no drone é pegar os drones.
You go with some words of wisdom there, Tim, because there's 2 rounds for FURIA to get this one done. They've played this very aggressive game so far that it sort of feels like Heretics have begun to adapt to here. They've figured out what's going on in the game, and we spoke about this in one of our games today. I want to say it was actually FURIA's game on Fortress, where we had in a push in towards
Jay Davis, thank you for the sub into the ads. Appreciate you, man. Love you, brother. Yes, sir.
And there was a shield on the doorway that posed real problems for them in towards briefing. The next time he came back to that site, C4s from below, pre-placed, that's worth stressing, to get rid of the shield and remove that threat entirely. It was beautiful mid-game adaptation. I feel like Heretics have began to do the same here. They've kind of got FURIA figured out, which is why Igor, I think, wants to step in and say, right, how do we get this over the line here and now? We need to have this done. We cannot let Heretics keep on building in confidence.
Text pod, what the hell?
Got a little bit of a tap pause.
Said do a crosshold to reinforce with the hatches because Heretics are bringing Hibana and stuff to open the hatches. Oh, word.
As you said, there's, you know, both sides.
And then with the tuber out, keep the hatches close from underneath.
Siege here. It's been an absolutely brilliant game to watch. You know, coming into this, you kind of, you have to weigh things in the favor of FURIA, and it still sits that way as it is at the minute. But I love
Yo, someone stop these guys from talking. They're talking about strats right now.
They're not giving them that space. They are quite happy to go in there and say, you want to play aggressive, you want to take 2 big 2v2, 3v3 gunfights and these big, you know, brawls, we're down. We're going to come in and we're going to fight them with you.
In that side, that would be fucking crazy.
Coming out on top. So brilliant stuff from Heretics at the minute. I think, you know, we're clearly seeing a team that, you know, I'm sure they'd love to go and win the tournament, but to them, they've got here. It's like you feel like they kind of already won. You know, everything's a bonus, isn't it? You know, every round that they get, every match win.
I'm gonna open every hatch and do a split, so that's all Igor said. Yeah, last, I mean, that's what happened last time. They ordered two cater hatch closed.
Won their game. You know, Oscar had an interview with Milosh, and he was saying on there, it's such a different environment. Like as a tier 2 team coming into SI, the greatest tier 1 event you can possibly
I'm confused though on like,
in your bedroom at home. Like,
I'm confused on how the fuck
for a lot of these guys, it's not just their first time.
FURIA kind of gave away this round, because if you get Case and Server with the hatch closed there, I feel like you just send everyone to play around Locker Server.
Day one. Since then, I feel like they've really started into themselves, and that is why they're here, playing against former world champions, Tim, and putting on a pretty good show, I think it's fair to say.
Yeah, like I said, they just, I think they're handling it fantastically. They seem to be playing kind of without that pressure, and that's what you need,
What was that big stat, though? Was it like Grubby hadn't won a map at an SI prior to coming here, and then they've obviously come on and won quite a few?
Can't stop. Can't stop.
Can't stop, won't stop.
Still a chance that they win this one. 6-4 at the minute. I believe we are going to be going back in a second, but we'll just get the game loaded up and make sure everything is nice and smooth and crisp and functional before.
Oh, Brandon, thank you for this.
But don't worry, it is on the way. 6-4 it stands. If you're joining us, it is map 1, Bank FURIA versus Heretics. This is an upper bracket game, so whoever loses this one will have another chance. They will have another game to play down in that lower bracket. I believe you said it was against OXG Des. So that is who the loser will face. The winner will go on to face Weibo later on today.
And the winner of that game, Tim, makes it to main stage. Yep. You'd already know in just a few hours' time who our first team is playing in front of that crowd.
But doesn't care about Kia W7M. Oh no, you're right. I should have been watching that and the pause after. You know what? You're right.
Yeah, if they bring it.
I was going to try to do this.
I should have been watching that during the pause, but I care more about. Honestly, God, yeah. I mean,
you love a sing song though.
I want to see the conclusion of this game, bro. Way a little bit more. I want to be real D+. I mean, D+.
That's what you grew up
D+ W7, bro. FURIA, bro. Here's the goats, bro. It's been such a good game. That one, the other one, D+ W7.
Into round 11. FURIA, interestingly, they're going to try down in the basement again. I think they know that last round was just absolute chaos. That's not how I think maybe either team.
So chat, if Herds like goes nuke again this whole tournament and wins another hammer, he's for sure like the greatest bar none, right? Like
on the roam. I want to see what they do with that this time. So JV was playing up on first floor. That's not the case this time. He's downstairs. We've got Bellypox up on the clash, and we've got Herds has actually returned as well. So this is quite different. Nade is up there to support Bellypox, but other than that, he's ready for a hatch drop. So he's dropped back down there. If they could just stay put, that'd be fantastic. Thank you, FURIA. Look, they've got one player pretty much. JV's gone upstairs. 2 players are going to be playing on first floor. They've got me in it, let alone Heretics. They've just been cycling so much there. But they've got 2 players up on the first floor. That's what the roam is restricted to this time. Last time they had one up on top floor. They had 2 on mid floor. They only had 1 really strictly in sight. The other was up in bowl. So, they're playing this a bit safer for FURIA.
I did say back at the start of the half, I thought we'd see a couple of more entrenched rounds where they really dig in and try and play off utility and play off each other, as we've seen them do on the attacking
so they're not, no tube-cade. No tube-cade.
Multiple points throughout this game.
Igor was right. I mean, they brought 5 can openers this time, though. Suns can openers, Skeptic can openers, Luxy can openers, Ying can openers, Montan, Yang can openers. There should be able to get open all the hatches with those.
With breaking down a tough team.
But they got an E2 pick. It's a little bit rough for them. Thankfully for them, that's only the striker.
Everybody's back to sight now.
But they're doing a far back hole. They're doing a far back hole. Smoke Chonka, Platinial, full Platinial, Goyle, Smoke Chonka. Need a nade off those Goyles off the fucking blue stairs door right now. Ying for the flood deep is going to be the biggest friend for Heretics right now, because when they get the server, it's going to be a Chonka and Smoke Denying the plan for a million years. So Sense is also going to be their big friend, because they can use a Sense across site to basically plant anywhere they want, but every hatch is open, so Igor's read was a little bit wrong. Maybe it was right 2 rounds ago, 3 rounds ago. Right now, Heretics have a lot of hard reach cans to get shit open.
No doubt they haven't managed to get rid of all
going
those
here
Goyos
instead.
yet.
I mean, I think blue is free,
and we're
no?
down to the last 45. Heretics are going to have to
Heretics
work a bit
looking
of
for
magic
backside
here
flood
to really
again?
kind of channel that underdog
Really?
energy if they're going to come out on top, because they are most
They're not gonna
certainly
go for
the
blue?
underdogs in this round. Here come some of the Candelas.
They're going for flood. I think they just lost the game right here.
As well. Final 30 seconds as they ring out. Skeptic's going to be looking to go in.
They're making it seem like it's a basement plant, but there was no pressure basement at all. I think it's easily readable that it's a backside hit.
You've seen the shots coming on through. Down goes
Yeah. I think they lost the game the moment up the call. I mean, this guy can still clutch, but I mean, clearly Heretics won this exchange.
Steps in, almost gets rid of Herds, but no, just about falls. Turns around for
Oh
the
shit,
wall.
Oscar.
Can he spin for the left? Has no idea.
Oh shit, Oscar.
He's got to chase him unless there's a call from his team. They've seen the ping come on through, but he's got to try and go. No, he'll try and make a plan happen, but K's eat him. I doubt he's going to lose this one out. They'll know where this is coming in. He sees the light screen. Can he get off in time? That is heartbreak.
Brilliant.
A couple of 100 milliseconds.
Yeah, I mean, I think they had the tools. They had to get the chunk of smoke. I think they had the tools necessary for like a plant. They wanted to. They had to drop the hatch, go for the plant, run into like a crazy plant spot.
He picked up that they weren't playing Hibana. Said, let's play around those hatches, close them off, make life difficult, make
Plus
them
D
do
plus,
the
yeah, I
work,
got
and
you.
it paid dividends.
He's already
What a
ended.
fantastic turnaround for
Ying has been the
Ooh,
most
overtime.
important thing for both of these teams on the attacking side. So can
Overtime,
they
overtime, overtime,
shut
overtime,
down the
overtime.
entries? Can they find those lurkers from Floxel, WCM? They got the Valkyrie, they got Ela Traps and Solace. So many different
You're
tools
late,
to
haha,
leverage to
W
get
streamer,
either
what the fuck?
information or counter intel.
6-6 OT, here we go. What's going on in this game? Vents, very aggressive roam, D plus. One of the bans, Montaigne banned, and Blackbeard banned, Dameless banned.
We have Lurky Leaker.
Typical standard, not top East bans, Flexo W7M,
Every single
Zombie
round,
ban,
he's
Smoke
looking for a
ban,
gap. He's
Mirror
finding it. Now
ban.
he's droning down. He wants to be careful.
Surprised no Solus ban or Warden ban, honestly, got on this map.
And customs, I should
Looks like
say.
it's not in their like map
That's where he's
identity.
droning at the moment. He's now droning up customs. More drones come out from Parloot. Look, I will credit Fluxo. They do so much preparation before they go for those lurks and these explosive executes.
No, like we said before, right? Like they drone so much off the map that they know what is clear, which means they know what isn't with a high likelihood.
Yeah.
Sometimes by finding out where the enemies aren't playing, you can deduct where they will be playing. So it feels like Loban just hears that's clear, this clear, that clear, goes okay, so they have to be in CCTV then.
Yeah.
But this has been the slowest Floxo round so far, I believe, because no one's applying any of that real
They're going for
pressure
an
on
entry to
Phantom.
archive side, I believe. They're gonna crunch. They're gonna start crunching top floor.
Break and ease.
How many people are top floor for D plus? 4 people. So it's basically just being like full, basically armory attack versus defense right here. Near's midi getting ready to counter out the CC side. Volstead, top east.
That was an aggressive peak. In the late round, keep in mind, midi can jump up hatches. We've got Levy for information.
But also,
Let's
mind you,
jiggles it.
Bullet is like the most
good.
valuable
I
player
think.
here
I mean, I
as
think they should
operator.
crunch
He's able to
armory.
find
I
out
think they
where
should
the
walk
planet is
books.
going down, but this is the thing.
A little
Levy
bit
and Valkyrie
too
is
solo
actually
right
by the
here. It
bomb
looks like
side.
they're no calm
Only play
challenging.
5 people top floor. Solus has to find the plant. Because Levy's turtling on the side, he can free up Bullet to
Oh,
run the
and he
roll
gets
more
away with
aggressively and
murder.
look for these kills.
Solus actually, I
5-5
can't believe she lives
Loban
there.
is the one that needs to be the first one to
hello.
That is
enter.
nuts.
Spots out the first of Nears. Looks for a little bit more.
They get top floor though.
But it
Loban
looks
gets
like
top
D+
floor eventually by
have
walking
slinked
up
away
east
back
stairs, but
towards
there's
the
50 seconds left.
objective,
Now they can spread it
retreating down
horizontally.
every single player on the
That's
ground
really rough.
floor.
Do they have any
Midi in the
vert?
late round, he's gone into customs.
There's
2
no
choices of
vert
hatches.
operators
He
for
could jump up for a
W7M.
flank.
What the fuck?
Big flank possibly, yeah, but both hatches
There's
currently are
no
close. Has
vert
got the pilot
operators.
first.
They're
Yeah,
fucked.
got the
They
pilot
are
first.
fucked. And Levy's gonna
Rolled
hide
into
under the
pass,
desk as a
possible.
rat
Midi goes
spot.
down though.
Spotted.
Speaking of him.
Levy's
Going for
playing
backside.
to hide underneath one of the desks.
Oh,
inside.
25
It's
seconds. They
surely not
don't
gonna
even
work.
have tele
Maybe
clear.
in
Do
a
they know?
2v2, but not with this many
Oh,
players
it's
still
actually
up for
really,
Fluxo.
really good for
Bullet and
W7M.
Falls
That
are
Jackal
both
peak.
separated from the rest
And
of
now
the
they're
team.
gonna go bathroom,
And they don't
maybe?
have a
Or they're
rotate.
gonna go
I don't know if
front?
Falls has the secondary shotgun that he could
Gonna
make
drop?
one, but regardless,
Everyone's
time
baiting
is
each
ticking
other.
away.
Everyone's baiting.
Levy
Everyone's
will need to
baiting.
be the savior
Everyone's
of the
baiting.
round
Everyone's
as Bullet
baiting.
finds donors,
Everyone's too
and the
scared.
planter has
Everyone's
been taken
terrified.
down. Immediately
W7M.
traded by
Wait,
Fluxo
they can't case.
W7M. They
Stack the
need
bomb.
to reposition, and
Never
Bullet
mind.
has to clutch up from above. He can deny the plant. He knows exactly
Yep.
where he is.
Bullet's got it.
Years of experience to his name, and he grasps match point for D+
D
Kia.
plus looking good. Oh, it's for Dot. They give the sub.
Levy was
Oh,
proning
not
beneath the
sub.
desk for a good 30
what the fuck
seconds,
is that?
waiting for the perfect time to get
got a
out of
social
that
media
corner.
badge. What does that
And he
mean?
gets out. Yes, he gets the first guy dropping down the hatch, dies immediately after, and he literally watches while injured the Valkyrie start planting with 1 second left, thinking if I'd waited 1 second longer, that is the entire round. But they retake. It wasn't going to be Mitty on the Oryx. It was Bullet.
Get these
the guy who
fuckers out of
started the
Apex,
round,
that's
the guy
what
who
I'm
finished
saying,
the round,
bro.
it was everywhere.
Yo,
He was top
W7M,
four.
bro.
He was stuck in
Don't
towers
lose to a
without the
12th,
rotate.
11th place
I guess he went
Brazilian
out the
team.
window,
The
up
12th place
east,
Brazilian
back
team
into
to
top
elevate.
floor somehow. When he heard they were dropping those hatches, perfect timing. Good read.
I feel like D Plus should stay in SAL. They're performing well. I agree, bro. Why the fuck are they APAC terrorizing all the APAC teams? If they're
so many
low-key, they've been like
OT,
taking maps off all the Brazilian teams,
but
bro.
if they played nice and slow, like they did in the first 3 rounds, I genuinely believe that is their best shot at closing this here 8-6.
Doesn't get much better than this for D+. Even losing that early player up inside of offices.
What the fuck are the bans on the other side, though? Did I see a lion ban?
They knew that come the late round, they have it in the bag. We're seeing some energy out of the Brazilians. We're seeing PJ clap his teammates' hands and say, we know exactly what we've gotten into. The most aggressive team at the tournament, Fluxo W7M.
W7M.
One of the scariest rosters.
Oh, what the fuck has been happening on their defense half for them to ban Lion?
Volps getting in your heads.
Lion ban.
Say, we know how to play. We can fight fire with fire.
Zombie ban, Mirror ban, Clash ban, Montaigne ban, Demos ban, Lion ban, Denari holding down CC.
Window if he wants to when he stands
I
up.
got a good drone on this guy. He's gonna get just free fire to the door. That's already a pick on a little bit.
Confirmed call with the drone as well. There we go. Again, that drone in prep phase gets you a free kill. Now you have Kali on the most uncontestable angle, shutting off the CCTV crossfire.
They're literally
so
just
if
baiting.
anyone walks from break room into CC,
Look at W7M, they're moving. Yeah, that's what they've been on. Like, look how fucking they just keep moving. W7M right now, lack of fundamentals, lack of comms. It really just seems like that. They're holding top east from underneath with a Wolves barricade on all the doorways.
It's overtime. You're down 6-7.
It's just high risk, right?
You
6
go
to 7.
From doing anything. Oh, that's an early kill. Well played from Dots. He
That's the art of border, I guess.
Midi snuck into the building. He's also been affected by those.
Does Volps get out? Volps gets out bottom east, so they try to clear out Volps right there with the Capital Bolt. Volp manages to get that. That's huge value from Volps. Good rotation by him. He's really confident no one's walked in top east here. That's fucking insane.
You can't sit in the west tower for that long.
Also, I feel like
you gonna move out on 90 hallway?
From the pre-play drone and break door.
There's no one playing triple, and that guy's sitting in the middle of 90. He could just instantly die to fucking
because they don't have so much pressure.
To east right now, no?
Instead, break room door, fishing for that peak, but again,
once he's moved back into the 90 area, they're still burning onto him. Okay, they finally start taking east. Thorn trap goes off. It's the Capital a little bit.
Does about 20-ish damage and a no sprint debuff for.
Now Volp surely backs off a little bit into the back of 90.
Activity out of
officer with a thorn shoddy though.
2 for 2 so far.
And Dots has shotgun in offices. He's playing on this window.
This
could be a critical kill, and he finds it with the M870. Out comes the
go for the hop out. Here comes a walk 90 though. Capital walks 90, gets his. Volps doesn't punish it. Volps surely has a refresh. Volps
3 on 3.
Wait, I'm so confused as to where these W7M players are at all times.
So you gotta work the
office control. 30 seconds left. No more hard breach, and they can't go for radio. They might go for clear. Oh, that hits him is so rough. He thought he could crouch under it.
In CCTV, there's no one by the bombs. It's just Palu. Side is super vulnerable.
Yeah, Thorn is so fucking good now.
They have checking for one of them, but they don't realize there's two players in this corner. And that might give either Dodes or Volps a chance to clutch up. 15 seconds to play. Dodes is still tucked away. He's making a bunch of noise. Falls isn't overcommitting here. Falls is in the room. He's on the diffuser. And while they find one, they are not going to have time to get inside and plant. It's too slow for D+. And Fluxo W7M rocket us to a 15th round.
What? There's 10 seconds left. They're firing off CCTV half this and looking for kills.
Thorn is so fucking good now, yeah, especially the debuff, bro. The debuff puts you chain Thorns together because you can't sprint away from them anymore. I love it, bro. I love it so much.
They're pushing CC with 10 seconds left. I guess they were hoping to get the kills and win without the diffuser being planted because that's the only way you win that one. But like we said, going to attack after being defense for 6 rounds straight, actually 7 rounds straight, fighting all the way into overtime, it's very tricky. The pace is so different.
I haven't played since X came out. Is the game better? I'd say the game is in a better state as of right now. I think it's a pretty enjoyable game.
We go all the way 7-7 back to where they started.
Oh yeah,
it's very good.
Ella's still good for denying shields, I would believe, like countering shields, but no, Thorn is super fucking good, bro.
Fluxo, W7M, they have 2 ways to pick this apart. The one is if the roam is heavy, you rush the bomb site, you take it quickly. There's only going to be 1, maybe 2 people stopping you, but it's high risk. The other one is you right now. You call the D+. The 5 people working together from one side of the building, slowly progressing the map, playing for a late round plant attempt. Because if Fluxo get vertical control, They can deny the Kite Claws. They got the hatch they can drop. And there's almost no flanks that are really that viable here because there's east stairs and middle stairs. The staircases are tricky. But they have an armor roll, James. They have an armor.
What are they cooking? Every single round, Loban has been on the lurk. If he does the same with Amaru, he has the ability to go up hatches. But again, it makes so much noise. He could rush, but...
flying into armory if it's clear. If they drone Aka's armory and there's no one here, you can go in sandwich window immediately.
Reinforcements.
There is a player.
Noisy Banshees. That tells you that there is going to be some kind of a hold. Loban is just in position. He could go up in a moment's notice. Taking out the default cam first.
Interesting.
Could just be picking it for the suppressed shoddy, man.
Maybe it's a shoddy angle, yeah, sure.
Dots is worth so much here.
Now which one do I take?
If
Left,
he hacks
right?
this, that destroys both of them. That's perfect.
Yeah, there it is. No middle link. A bit of calculation. I like how Falls just looked and was like, okay, my Kite Claw's gone, my laser is gone. What happened? Didn't see the Bravo drone.
Yeah, no, never saw it.
This is one of those.
This is very good preparation here from Fluxo W7M. D+ are having the layers of their defense slowly peeled apart. Even though every single player from Fluxo W7 is still outside the building over a minute in, they've just cleared so much util.
This is so tricky. Like, the Brava is literally just applying so much pressure by removing the comfort zones of D+. And it's, again, it's just going to be Falls on the bomb side. 4 people up top floor, and Vlogs haven't shown us their true attack just yet. They're still doing the drone work. They're still setting up and picking things apart. The thing is, once they start going for the kills, once they start entering, they can speed up so much. Because they've hacked 3 Banshees, they got Dokepikol, and then now they know where 2 people are top, 3 people top floor. Again, they have all the info in the world, but what are they going to do with it?
7-7 match point.
With the Amaru.
Max OT.
When are they going to reach that final Dokepikol?
Loban with the Amaru. Might be going through sandwich.
Plenty of...
But it looks like he's not gonna just Amaru in with the grappling
is
hook,
about
though.
to go for a repel in. He can shoot open the barricade.
The question is, they are backed up into armory, so like if Loban does this, he insta dies.
And he does exactly that, but he's
but
caught out
regardless,
from
they use
behind
that
in the
pressure
corner.
to go in
Levy
the rest
found
of the map.
But he is traded by Dots. Falls in a 1v4, and it comes just down to this. The team captain must step up. He must stand tall for this APAC Brazilian experiment. If they are to cling on to what they achieved so much of this game, they had Fluxo's number. But when it comes down to a single round, can he stand up? The first is found.
Yo, if this guy clutches this, W7M is ass.
And they look to try and find verticality on him. Takes a bit of damage, but still not finished off as another player looks to find him. He goes straight into Volps's waiting arms. Humbled for a brief moment, but Fluxo, remind us what it means to play like a Brazilian.
D+ left a bit stunned in the server, right? They're just holding their...
Oh, the pressure of a potential lower bracket is looming over the shoulders of Heretics. Can they bounce back in this series? We're gonna find out.
Indeed, thank you very much, Anne. And this is one for the books. I think Heretics have shown they can give a little bit of fight on Bank, but now they've really got to do the business on Club, and I don't think it's going to be an easy one, Tim. It's FURIA's map pick. I'm feeling a little bit worried for Heretics, but hopefully, given they start on the defense, they can give us a good showing to get this one moving.
Yeah, I think Bank was their real opportunity, wasn't it? That was the one that they needed to take, but they couldn't quite get it done, so they'll head to Clubhouse, see if they can survive theirs.
Shall indeed, Tim. Of course, operator bans, we'll see what comes out of this one. We've already heard the Death speaking an awful lot about, the Grim, the gloves being taken away. They also noted just a second ago about that same lack of Dokkaebi that I really thought we'd see both teams bring. And we were speaking about it during the break, and I was like, is that actually both sides saying, you know what, actually no. Stay on the road. We'll come and kill you. It's not a point in Dokkaebi to scare you back towards site. We don't want to give you any indication that we're even coming. Maybe we see it a little bit on Club. But here the bans are going to be, I imagine, a Bandit and Kai to kick things off. And on the other side, a Thermite that is very much becoming a staple ban on this map, Tim, now that the Thermite has 3 exothermics. And Capitao, I don't think needs too much introduction. The DMR has made him even more powerful, but on this map was already receiving a good number of bans because of the attack that you can do with him on towards Catwalk. It makes it much harder to do without him on side.
Yeah, I totally agree. The catwalk being a particularly important area, but I think also there's maybe another Capitao moment, or an area that he can deal with that we overlook a little bit sometimes, and that's that corner down in Arsenal. You know, the Azami corner, just inside a dirt tunnel that players love to get themselves a little fortress built of Kiba barricades. If you
we're on Clubhouse, Tim, not Fortress.
Good one. If you get your Capitao down into blue, you can get those asphyxiation arrows into that corner. You can block the line of sight on the door with the smoke. There's a lot that can be done with
Anyone know how
Capitao.
FaZe has been against W7M? I got them so far this season. FaZe W7M is an even matchup, I think. So the SAL playoffs, the winners bracket W7M beat FaZe 2-1, and the losers bracket FaZe came back and beat them in grand finals 2-1. So it's a very even matchup in my opinion. We Heretics for picking up this team. I got FaZe winning it, but it's all good.
Wide open with those nice, really.
Is this Heretics map pick? You are not live yet. How am I not? Yo, it's gonna tell me that the whole time?
When we had Skeptic on the warden, it was lay down inside.
What do you think of W7's IGL change the dots?
The whole time, but doing it so from above.
Don't like it really. Wait, why does it say you're not live yet? I'm gonna stop code streaming if it's he's telling me this shit, bro.
With the Tuber out here, even without the Kaid, still able to keep these walls locked up for a little bit longer. Shock horror Tim. It's going to be an extended hold out towards the east of Cash and CC, and that is what the Tuber is being used to slow it down.
Alright, CC over, clear on the gym.
You've seen this a million times over by now, Tim.
Can't tell if this is Furia's, but map pick or the Heretics map pick. I assume Heretics.
Opening up the other key wall they
need. You start the stream, bro? No, my fault, bro. You're right. I gotta start the fucking stream.
A lot of the hard yards been done by the
already has con single, cut open, he's staring for a pick potentially.
CCTV side, so for the time being, Furia will take the opportunity to send in the Reteros. Can't really decide where that one's going to go. I think just using those seconds to get a little bit of intel as well.
Around the entry,
using that
clearing a lot of the entry spots so that they can get through with no problem. Surrounding the entire map, Jacuzzi open. CC only just now getting open. No, that's pretty fucking bad pacing from Furia, but it's all good. They need to open the cash CC wall if they want to make any sort of progress. They do that exactly. They're surrounding the entire map. This is my favorite gym attack. That's also because I don't really know how to strat Clubhouse, so we'll see who wins out on this exchange. Here comes the entry in the top red. There's a player close on him. Maybe leaves it. No player on CC window. Shut down Lego Flexi.
Absolute beauty. Look at the aggression.
Can they hit anything else?
On the desk. Heretics
Acer put up a bathroom wall. Acer put on the bathroom wall, doing a huge here.
Does that force Flexi out? No. It gives him a window to find his kills.
Nade finally gets a refrag on him, a little bit of a whiff. But they pressured the entire map. Push, pull, push, pull, push, pull, push, pull. They have con side. Empowering Jacuzzi.
They know that Grubby is stuck top red. He's got
Grubby tries to go for this pick. That's a huge pick. Never leaves counter pressure, but he gets immediately refragged.
They've got Oscar pinched and taken him down.
Oh,
so it's all up to
my
Grubby.
God.
He chooses to fight
rather
than to rotate.
Oscar.
He manages to find the first.
That goes down though. There's no posts from outside on this one, so they're stuck inside. Wow.
Finds that final kill, and that is going to be.
There are only 5 matches today. No, there's 8 matches today. 8 matches today.
Textbook pinch from them.
All the winner side bracket.
We know that Furia are a confident team, but I really want to highlight what they've just done in that round. In trying to break open the extended hold, they've had 2 players pushing towards construction as others pushing towards the breach. That is so rare. At most, what you'll see is a player holding a construction window in case players try and retreat. Maybe, and we've seen this from Furia, Herds will drop on towards gym window and get a 3K from there like he did the other day. But I've never really seen players hit site at the same time the extended hold is being broken. That just screams to the confidence that Herds had in his teammates to make sure that extended hold was dealt with and no one will come up behind him. Because he walks into site and just kills a player for free. They've got sight, they've rushed inside, get the plant down. What more is there to say? They've almost done 2 phases of the round at once. And so often do we talk about Clubhouse being a checklist map. You break the extended hold, you get control of construction, you have a player inside a lodgy, you get Jacuzzi opened up, you do this. Tick, 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 tick.
Oh, do you think we'll make the 4 lower bracket and run into the grand finals? Hopefully a maybe.
Really smart round from Furia. They go up 1-0 on the attack.
5 seconds left before insertion.
What game are you watching after this? The Amadi one, I think. Amadi SSG, right? Or no. Shopify Falcons.
This is their map choice.
Not gonna lie, I know you guys want me to watch Amadi SSG. Actually, no. Either way, bro. I just don't want to watch NA anymore, bro. It just shit just pisses me off.
Got the capability to back back into this. It'll be a little bit. I don't think it'll tell the whole story. I think the history books will show 2-0 Furia against Heretics.
I think they're gonna skip this top 4 room clear. They'll go straight down into sight. Yeah, they're going for first floor pick. They found the player in bar. Wow, JV. Oscar actually playing this so well. But they need a momentum down in the site now, if that's the case. Not only Pox is the ring on the gym player, but he's pretty far away. They need a momentum gym. They need a momentum site. Good momentum site call. This is the perfect play. This is the perfect call. This is the best call they could have gone for. Honest to God. They were fucked. They were fucked the moment they read it. The Heretics read it though.
That was doing the damage.
And he's knows the player's bottom main as well. Now just going to retreat back from that one as these nades come on through, trying to isolate the 1v1, but they ain't giving him nothing, Tim. Great discipline being shown. Surely he sees the pixel of the arm. We can see the outline, Tim. There you go, looking in for the one towards Moto, but no, making great use of the environmentals and his utility to try and isolate fights here, Tim. Almost wins out the one, but can't bring down both.
Oh,
fantastic response from the other side there when 4 players
exploit nade handy, sexy as fuck for oh, sure. Who you got? Falcons or Shopify? I got Falcons, but I hope Shopify surprised me. I would be happy to see Shopify surprise me, but I got Falcons sadly. Why don't you like NA versus NA? Because it's like a silo of matchups. It's like a silo of counter matchups that I think NA runs through like the international competition. Like if they power up, but just SSG just know them so well that it's scary. Like it's always like, you know, SSG basically like I could run NA, so maybe winning SI, I hope so. Constant, thank you for the sub, and you know I appreciate it, man. Love you, brother.
They're certainly here to play still.
Is this here? Yeah. Oh, Skeptic was shooting at the Goyo just before he gets down.
Because my thing is, I think if Mady can beat SSG, they can beat Wildcard, and they can advance further in that winner's bracket.
We've said it a few times, and it feels so easy to repeat, but I am genuinely really impressed by Heretics. I can think of so many tier 2 teams that would have showed up here and been terrified against the former world champions. They wouldn't play the way that Heretics are playing into FURIA right now. They are taking the fight to them. They are being scared, and that is absolutely wonderful to see. I just worry that FURIA have got so many of these ideas in mind, like we saw back in round 1, where they have that other gear they can kick into when it's required.
Attackers are heading out to
yeah, I love the mentality.
This is one hell of a stall up here.
Absolutely spot on. We've got multiple layers of Vulcan canisters there. Keep an eye on that second one, it's quite deep. My concern for the second Vulcan canister there is, like, kind of, I guess you activate it from the elbow, maybe, but I don't know if you're already in big trouble by the time that second one's getting shot out. There's not really too much of an option to get it from inside of sight. It could be difficult, especially if CCTV has been breached, which it's going to be immediately. So we'll see how that plays out. But overall, yeah, I like the setup. You know, certainly looking to hold on to Catwalk.
Shaving a little bit from some artwork on the wall here as well. Of course, make sure they can definitely get inside with the one on the left, but the other 3, this gives you enough of a one-way angle that they'll really struggle to see you here unless they're crouching around that corner and you're already in a losing position there. I think you're seeing why you don't really tend to play mirrors on that wall, though it has been shot out. However, it is the head height Holton. That's maybe the key one for you to note here, is they can now use it on the defensive side to shoot and support their player inside of Garage.
Oh, no jacuzzi breach is a little bit rough.
Just going to slow things down a little bit.
Especially if you want to go for master clear over on a fucking CCTV. Just one more ace charge left. I don't know if they're going to go for it. They're not going to go for it as well.
Head-to-head with a few gunfights if he wants to try and take over there. Grubby is inside of Jib.
Oh, Hobbles gets with the AK-12.
There as he just tries to move through that rotation.
Players followed back. They start droning out. They do want to go for the split take still. They're not switching over to a garage take. Reasonably, they'll have. Wow, okay. Skeptic go for aggressive hop out of the con.
They just knew what to expect.
Hurd is ready for it. They're playing a slow repel in entry. Oh, the player is short, but doesn't get him. Hurd gets another. Empowering. Hurd with 3 through a con window. Hurd is on fire. Oh, wait. Oh, my God. Groovy actually spaced the fuck out of that, though. Groovy actually moved on that guy. Hurd with the 4K. Hurd is on some demon time, bro.
Bloody hell do they put their foot to the floor.
It's just a swarm, isn't it? It's just like, you know, sort of
favorite map to watch this SI?
Swarming all over
you. I've been enjoying a lot of Fortress.
I'm not, I mean, I'm not scared of you buzzing at me. That's not... You know, am I carefully cautious around animals or insects?
I feel like FaZe are going to go back-to-back champs out for real.
Reasonably cautious.
I've seen you.
I've been pissed about the Blackbeard. Yeah, me too, bro.
No, I'm not having that. Nah, that's slanderous.
Others in the
I would love to see a Mady do something.
I'm fairly chill. No. There are
Unwanted got top 4 last year, so.
Concerned about wasps. A story I'll tell you at another time.
All right.
No, I'm fairly chill around.
Can you use it with anonymous?
Who's hotter, Alamo or J90? They're both J90. They're both very attractive young men.
Sorry.
No, not young anymore, I guess.
Very good.
They're both very attractive fellas.
When he did move his feet and bolt in through that
I would say
3 kills. And again, it's that reliance on your team to give you the right information, to tell you when is the appropriate
I prefer Alamau.
Excellent stuff.
Personally.
Yet again. And Heretics, for the second time I've
But I
watched
can see it just
running
depending on
towards
your
side there and
preferences.
just completely overwhelmed poor Yupa. That's the second time back in round 1. It was on the Goyo inside the site. I had no idea Hertz coming in behind.
J90 still has kind of like a baby face despite the fact that he has like a beard.
Just how close
Alamau looks like a man. Sorry, J9.
FURIA. Great start on their attacks here. Back to gym and bedroom we go.
Alamau vlog. But then again, do I want to date like a fucking a crypto guy? No, I don't think so, bro.
It was very much a problem for Heretics kind of all over the map, really. There was the, challenge into CCTV that we would expect, but then there was pressure immediately through construction. They created a pinch really quickly. Just great stuff from FURIA, and they're going to be looking for a little bit more. Interestingly, we do have Yupa on the Clash, though, on Garage Catwalk, so that's a problem that FURIA need to figure out. You've
completely stole the words out of my mouth there, Tim. I was going to say the Clash is a great way to slow down this aggression from
PC
FURIA. At the
over.
very least, it gives you, air quotes, safe information. Behind a shield, you can see what's coming. You can tell your team, okay, pressure's building up here. There's a player pushing in that way. I've slowed him down for you. Come and help me out. I've been saying all week, the real threat isn't really the Clash. It's the teammates that come around the Clash. And in this case, Tim,
I mean, that's not even like an entry up red. That's not even like a 3-2-1 flash. That's just fucking K's ego challenging that shit. Jesus Christ, they just walk and fry people. What the fuck?
Taken down. The Tubarão is gone, so still level pegging. JV92 is looking. I think he wants to move in through CCTV, as we saw last time, but he's just having to wait for the fire.
JV gets the same thing here. That's another solo peek. I mean, I guess Damo skipped the staircase with a 6-6.
And they will do that.
You're just fucking walking, bro. They don't have the shield. That's the shield gone. Good value. I think the Clash might have had a chance to pick up the. Too scared a little, contesting the fuck out of con side. They know they have to get a pick back. One guy on con window hops up 400 million kills. One player hops out CC window, goes on con window, and they mop 4 million kills. Period. Leave, however, they're gonna go pick up map elsewhere, open up the windows.
They haven't got to keep on pushing in this direction. They don't want to, Tim.
They only have 2 at monopole, so they can't really open up Jacuzzi in a desirable way. Still gonna fucking open the.
They aren't gonna be able to get that breach open up. So this does make things that little bit more tricky.
Just getting onto construction window now, and again, all this is about
like
is just cutting down the options for Heretics.
Rat inside a Logi.
Just, limiting the ways that they can move around and that they can just sort of FURIA start to lock them down inside a site, and that's exactly what we see in.
Player gets on the Logi hatch now. Are they gonna find the rat inside the Logi?
45 seconds left to go. It's about FURIA just getting into positions now to be able to challenge.
Okay. Wow, the awareness. Wow. They all 3 run at you, poor. Wow. FURIA are just tearing through these guys. Refrag is perfect too. KZ drops the hatch at the exact same time. Or sorry, JV drops the hatch at the exact same time. KZ goes for the gunfight. Perfect fucking trades.
What kind of teams do you struggle with?
Fucking
the ones
trades,
that go
bro.
fast or the ones that play really slow? Let's listen to
We're actually playing very well. Right, we're getting the opening play every fucking round. Right, we're getting the opening pick and we're denying the wall like it's an open critical play. Guys, see when that happens, ELC, fucking early loud and continuous for what we want to do. Do we want to play aggressive? Do we want to play game? Do we want G2? Do we want VP? Like, what the fuck do we want to do? Because when we get that opening play, we don't communicate. We're not responding to one another, right? We have to fucking talk, right? What are we going to do when we get that fucking open kill? And that's the most important thing for me right now. Because right now, when we get the open kill, we're not really talking to one another. What is the plan? Right, okay, we're falling back here. What we're doing here, we're hard zoning, next one, we're hard zoning. Like, talk to one another, right? And we'll be fine. We'll be fine. We will be fine. We will be fine.
Let's go, guys. Sorry, guys. Look at these last fucking defenses and attack with music.
Within the very, very thick Scottish accent. Oh, that is DMC, who's the coach of
the
the boys
issue,
on Heretics.
I mean, I kind of agree with that.
I think his message was pretty loud and clear to me. Did you?
Me and Deb are going over Bolo Nation tomorrow.
We are talking to each other, and they are playing well, Tim. As we said throughout Bank, as we've seen throughout this map, they do start strong. Flex is getting a good number of entries. They're being competitive early on, but the problem is then FURIA slow things down. It makes it hard. Who Heretics are then ready to kind of go, okay, now what do we do next? Where do we go? Do we all fall back and stay together? Do we push and go more aggressive here? FURIA just kind of let them have their moment in the sun and then go, cool, now we'll step up the heat. And as I was saying before we got into that attack timeout, if you ask teams, do you struggle more with slow teams or fast teams? The most, when I've asked that question to them, say, we struggle more with teams that can change between the two. They can alter the tempo mid-round. They can go slow, they can be really, really fast, and they can slow things down again.
If that's their problem, that's the first thing to address, right? But I don't think that timeout will always solve what's going on.
Being silent for half the round, then suddenly inside 10 seconds they've rushed you in. Everybody's dead.
Because the issue is
it was an absolute nightmare.
Heretics are fucking playing like,
and I think you're seeing a little bit
maybe if they get aggressive late round like Powers, it's just Heretics are trying to go for like
defenses now, and that is not a good start to Clubhouse.
ratty plays.
No, it's not ideal.
Throughout the entire game, and that's always been like their win con and their play style. And FURIA are playing refrag just superiorly right now. So maybe if FURIA starts shitting the bed on their refrag game, it'll work out.
I think part of the problem there as well, you know, as you
Basement's the best side for this though. They can get momentum back surely on basement because the layers are just so AC clear as an attacker on the room
Heretics
clear.
are a team built on intel and information, and if you start cutting that communication down, you're starting to lose one of your big strengths there. You know, no, it's not kind of the droning intel from attack that you might get, but it's the, you know, the default cams, the noise, the sounds of defense. You know, we were talking to Doki yesterday. It was fascinating listening to him about what the players can pick up on defense just from sounds. I can hear one speeds running, so that tells me it's probably these operators.
Yeah, basement.
All that information.
Basement's look the best here for fucking Heretics low key because here you have to problem solve through so many ready layers. Like even if they do fix their comms on this, it doesn't really matter.
You do get locked into that animation. So
are they faking? Are they going straight for dirt? They're faking hitting site. Fake top 4 pressure, they just yinked. Every single player runs through sight. Oh, you think he hears a lot of players here though. Bellypox, Nate, and all of them are already working all the way deep down. Groovy gets a pick on the blue side. They're in. Oh my god, KZ! What the fuck? Beautiful play by FURIA. Really good call. Ying top 4. All the rummers were still up top. KZ, that prone might have lost you the game. And Ying shotgun is not the gun to have here.
He's going to go with the Reaper. He's on the Ying. He does have Candelas that he can play. He sends one of those in. That's going to give him a bit of an advantage.
I think he should have committed short, baby.
He's trying to move around. He's right on top of that diffuser. The gunfights
that blue player is so rough for him.
No, he's got one more Candela on top of
this. He's going to lose the first gunfight. Honest to God, the Ying, the non-Glock pistol is so much better than that gun.
Slight moment of terror.
Honest to God, wait, what's the
3 kills pushing in from blue? They managed to recover the round, and they'll be delighted about that one. Tim does show that they can do it.
What's the damage on this shit?
Reminder that it can all end in an instant if they're not careful. KZ doing exactly what he did back at the side of Bank and just absolutely terrorizing them. However, they hold on, Tim. Cash going to be where they close out the half here in round 6. Let's see if they can get that 3-3 split.
It'd be a real turnaround for Heretics, to be fair, with the way that FURIA are played. You know, what a result that would be for them, because FURIA on the attacks that they've won have
60 damage.
Frankly, looked unbeatable, but Heretics are digging their heels in,
and
they're not giving anything away. Again, a lot of teams could have crumbled
that shit is
there
insane.
when KC gets that triple kill inside a stack.
Like, surely that's much better, no?
You know, this one's probably over, but Heretics, they know that they can keep fighting to that very last second and get those rounds won, and certainly get their rewards
with the
for
switch?
That one. So it's going to be the final defense now. They go
Reaper
to
Mark
CCTV
II.
and
Reaper.
Let's just have a look at
Block
the setup
18.
They've got the
Redirected
mirror
from
again.
Reaper Mark II.
Looks like the Jaeger for Skeptic.
What is the damage on this? 31. Yeah, that Ying pistol hits like a fucking truck, bro.
I would imagine, but we will see.
I know. I'm saying like I'm saying the pistol's better than the switch, like low key.
It's pretty much the same. FURIA last time.
The pistol's better than the switch, low key. I'm gonna play some deathmatch with the fucking pistol and just start like two-shotting people.
Took fights and killed them. So it didn't really matter what utility was there. They recognised that there was 3 over gym and bedroom side, so they just went in there.
I think the Glock might be mid-sauce.
At least here showing themselves on the
Alright, on to CC now. Trying to see the momentum has brought it back. It's Clash solo top Raptors with the ADSs though.
Which is where FURIA found so much success last time around.
FURIA have the Nomad, and they're known for doing a Nomad top garage clip. They want to do it with Clash, so that could be a free pick onto this Clash, especially if they burn the ADS properly. Nomad on the Clash, perfect counter. It's just a solo player top garage, and there's no lounge player right now. It's a master extension
without that capital available to them.
But it looks like they are going for this garage pick.
Is he going to be
Really good calls. I think Felipox is calling this game flawlessly, honestly, God. I think Felipox is calling this game flawlessly. All the calls Felipox has been making are all the correct, I would say, like, the most correct calls you could possibly make. I actually do really like the way he made this breach. It makes it so that when they contest close, I like the way he abonishes this breach, actually. It makes it so that when they swing close, they have feet holes, and when they swing, like, they get to swing far, it's like not that good, and they get angles in the garage and the run through for the plant. Wow.
Here he goes again.
Killed the guy on secret. Dude, Kaze is winning some shit he shouldn't be winning. Here comes the Nomads. Nomads under the flash. He's stuck at the top. Two Nomads, beautiful. Yep, Nomad glass clear. Exactly, garage tank. Perfect call from Felipox.
The difficult spot to be in, and now all that utility on there that no one is currently available to shoot out.
Holy shit, Felipox.
To that mirror window that had been shot out to shoot them.
Perfect. They did a split take last time. They draw out all of the Heretics push to the map, opposite of the map. Nomad blast, counter that clash top garage. Gold Hurts getting ready to counter pressure. 3, 2, 1, hop in the bridge backside. Kaze is walking. Here comes Hurts. He's gonna hop through. Hurts gets in. Last one player inside of Khan. Oh, he loses his though. JV gets his. Plant going down.
He's gonna look to put the diffuser down. Perfect opportunity. 1v3 for Felipox. Finds him with the glass. It's gonna be a 4-2 for FURIA, and as they move on to the defense, Heretics have got their work cut out to keep themselves alive in the upper bracket.
It's like a mirror back into bank.
Damn, that's fucked up. Wait, I don't know what beef is going on.
On the attack, they moved on to the defense. My slight worry is
Pluto said you asked the whole chat, by the way, a part of the whole chat. Who's just said,
really got Heretics on the
wait, no,
it's looking
who
to
is
be
it?
that 2-0. It would mean FURIA.
You ain't even part of the planets, twin.
Game of the day, which will be a stellar
That's
game, by the
fucked
way.
up.
Weibo,
I grew up learning Pluto was a planet, bro.
It's gonna be explosive.
I grew up learning Pluto. Yo, what's going on, bro? What are we beefing about? What's wrong? What's wrong with you guys? I'm not gonna read it. Settle your differences, chatters. But listen, I grew up learning Pluto was a planet, bro. Heartbreaking revelation when I realized it wasn't, bro. That was like the end of my childhood, bro.
We've got the we cover the Weibo.
Pluto in my heart still a planet, bro. Rick and Morty, Pluto, that reference anyone?
Very much looking forward to that. They've been a pleasure to watch so far of Weibo. I hope they're watching what FURIA are doing right now, because
yeah, stop the fight.
It looks like that's probably going to be the matchup.
Most wholesome
FURIA
R6 chat.
are not in the mood for playing games, I don't think.
Well, I was looking at it earlier when it came down to our map picks, and for these are like middle-of-the-road maps for FURIA. Like, they could do without them, they can leave them as a decider. Given the choice, they wouldn't pick them as their go-to maps, and I think that's quite intentional by them.
Molo said,
it's
fuck
not
it.
disrespect to Heretics, because these are maps that
Molo live, Molo not
live.
live.
To play. But I think they're keeping
Saying is fat viewer, saying is fat viewer. Now on to the defense of Heretics ban, the double wall denial, FURIA ban the Capital at third might. Really like the Capital ban, gets rid of that garage clear prowess and the blue clear prowess.
There is still every
Grim
chance
is still up the blue. Heretics not going to play it, much more of a roam clear centric kind of thing. They're ready to fight, which makes a lot of sense because FURIA are playing to fight heavy.
Here, normally we look towards maybe a little bit later in the game, round 9. Particularly important here because we're going to see how FURIA are defending and how
Heretics the whole map on this room.
That down. Can they bring that intel?
Let's see what gap Heretics go for. They might go for a first 4 gap onto a player, and also momentum down to the side. Really up to them.
About how this team play, quite an advanced play style, an experienced play style of using all that intel. They've done well, given that they're not an experienced roster in terms of play. They developed that, but they
win
are going to get caught out this
every single gun by one by FURIA.
But they don't have the shots as
they are slaughtering them. These are shadows, just a little bit pre-fires a peek.
That is not a good
Oscar last
signal
alive.
Heretics.
Just Ella mining him. They're just throwing dildos at this guy. This guy's getting fucking pressed. And this is what I meant by Brazil. Brazil in XV1. Other regions in XV1, they'll tuck up. They'll tuck up. Brazil in XV1, they'll run at you. They'll fucking run at you. Holy
We've seen FURIA do exactly the same throughout the entirety of the first half with how they try and flood certain rooms of the map and just overwhelm their opponents. FURIA, though,
there might be a difference.
You're going to struggle to overwhelm
there might be a difference.
Seen and experienced all there is to
there might be levels to this shit, chat. Levels to this shit. The greatest team in the history of the planet, of the world, of the earth versus the T2 team that came from LCQ. We might be seeing a difference right now. The levels to this game. That is Rainbow Six.
It is. Yeah, I'm a little bit concerned now. I think FURIA probably, you know, have a real opportunity to just run away with this one, and yeah, I think that's what's going to happen. Heretics, though, they have shown us time and time again that they are able to overturn expectations, that they are able to win the rounds that should be unwinnable for them. I think they're going to need to do that a couple of times in this one at least. They will this time be attacking onto CCTV and Cash. We're going to be looking towards Garage Catwalk to see how FURIA go about dealing with this. I think it's literally going to be JV92 on the Azame, taking the gunfights and holding onto it behind the Keeper barricades. He's got some barbed wire out there as well, just to prevent a push upstairs. But looking at what Heretics have brought along, I don't know how they really deal, you know, with that Catwalk. They've got 2 nades and they've got the Candelas. They're probably your best chances if you're wanting to go in there and actually take that area. Maybe they play to, you know, work from the other side instead.
Sure, you'll see Casey jump out here and try and go on to Garubi. I mean, to be fair to Garubi, he's moved on towards the top side of the platform here, so they can't find him so easy. But Casey, I think, is really fancying something. Have to impact this and jump out. Order spray. Hopes for the very best to try and get rid of the Zofia, but no joy in that one. Yupa lives to fight another day.
Just seeing the Echo drones inside a site there. Going to be a little bit of support for JV from one of those Echo drones as well. I think, you know, maybe obviously a thought always towards denial of a plant towards the end of the round, but also a good counter should that Monty be brought along. It's a good opportunity to get the shield break or any others trying to bully JV up on the catwalk. He's just deploying those Keeper barricades slowly and keeping himself mobile to challenge onto door, but the first clash is likely to come around this main door, I think, although we hear the Candelas pushing in, the flashes
Yigging up
come
garage
along
take.
with it. It's
oh, look
pressure
at that.
towards
Look at
JV92.
all 5 of zombies
Is the
with
aim.
this
Are
bullshit,
they able
bro.
to get the kill? No, this is what I said. I just didn't feel that they had enough
He's
utility to push him
ego
out of
swinging
there.
this guy,
We
bro.
know that JV is
JV actually wants to
fantastic
fucking take
at
this
holding down
heat,
this
bro.
location without the Wamai,
Why is
without
the
the
whole
Jaeger.
chat hating
He
on
will
Pluto,
just
the
lock
planet, or the
himself in
person?
there and get mobile herds. Manages to get Grubby.
Shit, FURIA.
Round.
Yo.
Exactly that. FURIA a little bit too
Yo.
easy from them.
Oh my
6-2,
god, they're just
cruising
oh my
towards a
god,
2-map
it's
win.
actually it's a slaughter, bro.
Catwalk, and it was
Oh,
one
Dapper
Heretics
predicted the
could
upset.
just
It's
not
a
reach
slaughter,
the front
bro.
gates of. Very decisive, and I
shit,
think like you,
there's
Tim,
a little bit of a
it's
world
quite
of
clear to see
difference
which way
right
this
now.
game is going, unfortunately, for Heretics.
T1
Still
versus
believe that they've got a good attack
T1.5.
in them.
Oh shit.
The problem is FURIA have got very many, very good defenses in them. That's making it hard to get anything away.
We always used to say, you know, it was kind of like a rite of passage to have Nesk run over you on LAN. And, you know, obviously Nesk isn't here this time, and I think that baton is going to have to pass now to the rite of passage is having FURIA run over you on LAN.
I just saw one of the players on the side of FURIA pop in the chat saying you don't play, well, scrims, which only means you don't play scrims against Brazilians, therefore you have absolutely no idea what it is that you're getting hit by right now, because it is stinging them. Let's see if they can recover those. Said it is Jim and Bedroom by the looks of it. Ney going on towards that clash, I would expect, and it pretty much is confirmed from what you can see on your screen that we're going to have.
Can you make a TikTok or YouTube short for the next predictions?
It's
just one day turnarounds is hard, bro.
We haven't had an extension in towards Cash and CC.
Yeah, it doesn't really exist anymore, does it? You kind of look at the top floor as it's almost one big site.
Yeah.
Even when you play Cash and CC, you have the extension out towards Master Bedroom, and you know we very rarely see one without the other. Beautiful start from Casey.
Well,
as easy as that.
Jesus Christ, I look away for 1 second. I'm phone phasing. I need to stop phone phasing when FURIA is getting this aggressive. Yo, are they gonna chow these guys in the spawn? They're actually chowing them in the spawn. Okay, no, thank God. Don't get like too wicked now, y'all.
Offline as you saw earlier on, and that's only inside the first 30 seconds.
It's
That
losing
needs
that
caffeine.
grip.
I do need a little bit of caffeine, most likely.
Cash
over, clear from Heretics. Desperately trying to get their shit back. No more Grim. Nomad's still up. He's still counting the clash.
At this tournament, and so taking him away, that's going to remove a lot of their intel and a lot of their ability to opportunity spot and prevent you moving back into space that they've claimed. So FURIA, it's a great start for them.
It is. It's absolutely wonderful. You know, as an operator, Grim, I've already spoken about the second highest picks at the tournament so far with a fantastic attacking win rate. Isn't quite the same something like a Dockerbee in terms of how it works out, but of course it should flood a room and prevent defenders moving into it. If they stay there, they're dead to rights because you have a constant real-time ping on where they are inside of that space. With 5 of those to drop down, it's fair to say Grim can take over a good chunk of anywhere surrounding a would-be execute or room that you want to get control of. So, as things carry on forward here, down to halfway point in the round. And Heretics at least feel they've got the control they need on Cash and CC, which they do to start being able to challenge onto these balcony windows. But we've got 2 players from FURIA now holding up inside a construction sim. They've fallen back
Can't
from the first
hold layer with the
defense
Azami
point,
here.
and they've still got
Wall
the
is open. Hertz gets put down to 1 HP. Will he be able to cross back? Yes, he will with the Azami barricade. Flash is holding it as well. Heretics rotated all the way around though. 2 players windows, 1 player breach. They rotate the Clash back. They know they've read the rotate. There's still 1 player CC side though. Hertz doesn't seem to have to jump on this guy. Yes. Hertz does jump. He can get window. He can get window control. He can deny window. He can deny highway. And they know he can deny highway. They go for him. Good read by Heretics.
Grubby getting rid of at least Hertz on the flank. That could have been disastrous because there were 2 players on that balcony, him and Yupa. If Hertz gets out there with a great pre-fire, could potentially have killed 2 and ended this game here and now, but he has been dealt with. Now we've got 3 versus 3. Flexi
close in the
joining
window,
attack as well as you can
fighting
see.
Upor a little bit. Upor 0, 0, and 7. Upor James Bond stats right now. 007.
Taking a lot of damage there on the window from an aggressive Philippox who was holding that angle with the frost. They know that the push is coming into logistics. JV does get Flexi. Grubby, however, finds one of his own onto Nade.
Satting on the ground, 1 HP. But they could just force plant here. They could wait the timeout, make them plant, 2v1 on the cover. Oh, that Clash is actually so attacking away. Holy shit, Euphoric. Might have blundered there a little bit. Forced the plant a little bit more there, I think is the right play to make.
Needs to get rid of the one here.
Wow. Holy shit.
It's that man again. We spoke about him a lot today, Tim. You can ban him out. But you cannot stop his impact in these games.
Slaughter, and I mean fucking slaughter those guys.
Later today.